Sesh.
People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going on every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buying swipe show, so by me ain't nobody out now that can touch us.
What's up YouTube, it's Screw the Rules Yu-Gi-Oh! And today we are going to review the brand new structure deck that just came out for Yu-Gi-Oh! Soulburner. So this structure deck was just released on Valentine's Day because Konami knows that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are single as fuck. But guys, this structure deck is highly anticipated and very, very hyped because Salmon Greats, this deck is going to top YCSs and is going to top regionals. People are still trying to just figure out what the engines are going to be with this deck. But guys, if you are new to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you just recently started playing, or you yourself don't really have a deck that's really competitive or really built right now, if you pick up 3 of these bad boys, guys, you are, first of all, guaranteed a meta deck that's, yes, it's basic at first, but you can always tweak with it. But it is going to be meta, and it's going to be a deck that's very combo based. So if you are a new player, you are going to have some patience with this deck, and you are also going to have to take some time to sit down, read your card effects, and make sure that you know how to do the combos, because this is a combo variant deck. So if you don't really know what you're doing, you can misplay, and if you misplay, that could literally be it for Yu-Gi-Oh! If you misplay. And guys, if you need another reason to buy this deck, Ash Blossom has been reprinted, guys. I repeat, Ash Blossom is reprinted in this structure deck, and Ash Blossom currently, I believe, on TCG Player is going for, I believe, $7 to $9, which this structure deck is $10 at your local Walmart, your local Target. So the fact that you're getting all that product basically for free, because you're literally getting your money back in just one card if you were to sell that Ash Blossom. Obviously, if you're trying to build a deck, I wouldn't sell your Ash Blossom unless, you know, you pick up multiple boxes of these and you just buy out the whole store, which people are doing. But at the end of the day, guys, it's a really good bang for your buck, okay? But let's crack open this bad boy and see what we're working with, because Konami really, I honestly believe that Konami really did a good job with this structure deck. Alright guys, let's finally see the deck and see what we're working with. We don't really care about the plastic, and I don't really care about the playmat or the official beginner's guide. What I'm here for today is the Salmon Great deck. So let's open this bad boy and let's see what kind of cards that Konami has put in here. And let's see if Ash Blossom is actually real. Alright guys, and for our first holo foil, we have the Salmon Great Heatleo alternate art. So they actually made an alternate art for Heatleo, which is actually pretty neat in my opinion. And this is actually a really good card that Salmon Greats go into a lot, because if he's Link Summon, you get to basically target a spell or trap that's on your opponent's side of the field and shuffle it back into the deck for free. And the fact that this effect is not once per turn is actually pretty disgusting, because you can Link Summon this guy multiple times during a turn. It is possible with this deck, and therefore you can get multiple spell and trap cards, you know, away from you. That's not going to threaten you anymore. It's not going to be seen as a threat with this card when it hits the field. Next one, we got Salmon Great Mirage Stallion, the new XYZ monster that they gave Salmon Greats. He's usually just a combo piece for your deck. And we get the new Salmon Great Link 1 monster, Baylynx, which is actually a monster that you're always going to go into. He's actually going to be your first Link monster that you Link Summon, because you want him in the graveyard. And the reason that you want him in the graveyard is because he literally protects any of your Salmon Great monsters from any destruction if they got destroyed by battle or by card effect, which usually most of the time in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's going to be destroyed by card effect. So it kind of saves them all. So it's actually really cool. So you want him in the graveyard. Really want him. Alright, the next card is basically the key component to this deck and actually makes the deck work. Salmon Great Gazelle. So the effects of Salmon Great Gazelle is that whenever you send a Salmon Great monster to the graveyard, you get to basically special summon this guy for free. And if he's special summoned from the hand, you can literally send another Salmon Great card to your graveyard. Okay, so therefore you're probably going to put Salmon Great Roar, the trap card, and that's usually the play that you're going to go to with this card. Really crucial component of the deck that you need, so you got to run him at 3. And we have Salmon Great Spinning. And this card is basically just a recursion card. for Salamangreats, because if this card gets sent to the graveyard, he gets to special summon himself back. So you can just keep Link climbing even further with your plays, and he's basically a combo extender at that point. He is a pseudo hand trap because if you can just discard him from your hand to make a Salamangreat monster gain 500 attack until the end of the turn. So that's one way to get him into the graveyard, but usually you get him into the graveyard by other means. But again, he's a must-of at 3. Spinny. And then our another foil that we got is Salamangreat Circle, which is basically the Rhoda of the deck. And also has another effect where if you have a Salamangreat Link monster that was Link summoning using a monster with the same name, you basically just get to protect it. And it's a quick play, so it's actually really, really good for those situations in Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, he's the Rhoda, gotta run it at 3. And I think this is going to be our last foil for the structure deck, Salamangreat Roar, which is actually a really, really good counter trap. And the fact that it's searchable is just mind-boggling, because I told you, you literally just usually use Gazelle's effect to search this card, dump it to your graveyard, and then you got other effects from your Salamangreat monsters that usually are going to set this card from your graveyard to your side of the field, or at the very least it's going to be returned to your hand so that you can set it and pass. You know, you basically just watch your opponent cry, because this can stop spells, traps, and monster effects. It's ridiculous. Alright, so I was right. That's it for our foils that we got. Now we're going to see the rest of the cards that are in this structure deck. So yeah, Salamangreat Raccoon. Nah, people are not really going to use this. And then we have Salamangreat Mole, which I believe is a Pot of Avarice for the deck. During your main phase, if you Link summon this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand to your zone a Link monster points to. If you control no monsters, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 5 Salamangreat cards in your graveyard, shuffle them back to your deck, and then you get to draw 2. I see it as a one-off in most decks. Salamangreat Foul can basically target a set spell and trap that your opponent controls, and it literally can't activate it. So it kind of has that Trickstar Light Stage effect where it just stuns it for that turn. Salamangreat Beat Bison, not really much of a boss monster. Yes, you got a big beefy attack of 2800, but he really doesn't do much for the deck. So kind of a letdown. Salamangreat Mirror, so basically now we're seeing the Salamangreat reprints that we got. And we got Foxy, which is actually one of the cards that you probably are going to run a 3 of, because he's just another Salamangreat monster that does spell and trap removal, so he's actually pretty good to use. We have Salamangreat Falco. I think people run him as a one of because he just gets to come back from the graveyard to your hand and just keeps extending your plays even further. Salamangreat Jaguar, another Salamangreat monster that people are actually running. I think it's a one of or maybe a 2 of in the deck, but he also just gets to special summon himself from the graveyard. So pretty cool. Salamangreat Woofy, not so great. Salamangreat Pero, Salamangreat Foxer, and that's it for the Salamangreat cards. And now we're on to the fire monsters that they gave us in the structure deck. And the first one they gave us is a True King card, the Vanisher. And he's got a really neat effect because if you're able to special summon this guy, you get to banish a card from your opponent's side of the field. And the best part about this effect is that it's not targeting. So you can get over a lot of cards, a lot of boss monsters with just this big boy. And the fact that if you special summon him, you get a 29 beater on the field is going to be, you know, a monster that's going to be difficult for your opponent to handle. Alright. Wow, look at that. They gave you guys a Kaiju. Look at that, Dogoran the Mad Flame Kaiju. And Kaijus in today's metagame, if you do it at the right moment, especially against Sky Strikers, oh man, that can hurt. And also just the fact of tributing off, you know, a ridiculous boss monster or an incredibly ridiculous card on the field to just tribute it off and just say bye-bye to your opponent is actually pretty good in and of itself. So wow, they really gave you a Kaiju. Awesome. Flameville Fire Dog, Fencing Fire Ferret, Inferno. And there it is, guys, the most highly anticipated card of this set. And literally the main reason why everyone is buying this set, Ash Blossom and Joy Spring as a common. So guys, remember, even though it is a common, this Ash still negates. Okay? And what I love about this structure deck too is that now everyone has access to this card. Really cool that they gave you a hand trap. It's common Ash Blossom. And now that means I'm going to win. So if you guys could just look at this meme right here. This was literally me when I picked up the structure deck and I saw that Ash Blossom was going to be in here. And then I'm the bottom of that meme because even though that I have 3 Ash Blossoms now and I can play 3 Ash Blossoms in my deck, I'm still going to lose because I'm a noob. So that's really cool. Red Resonator, Volcanic Shell. Ooh, they gave you 2 copies of Volcanic Shell. 4-Mud Skipper. I don't really know a lot about this card, but that's really cool. We get into our magic cards now. Salmon Great Claw, and there it is, Salmon Great Sanctuary, your field spell for the Salmon Great structure deck. So basically, you're gonna run it maybe 1 or 2 of, because again, this is searchable by Balinks. Because remember, when you send him to the graveyard, you get an effect to add a Salmon Great card from your deck to your hand. So this is actually very searchable. So you want to run 1 or 2 copies of these, and again, it's a really combo extension for your Link summons for this deck. And we got Willow's Salmon Grades, which is basically just like a continuous monster reborn. It's only once per turn, but it can still help out in those situations. Monster Reincarnation, Circle of the Fire Kings, Transmodify, not too bad of a spell card, Link Bound, Magic Planner, so actually a really good card in my opinion, because you send 1 face up continuous trap card to the graveyard and you draw 2 cards. So if you play a back row heavy deck and you got the room to put this card in for more draw power, I mean, by all means do it. It's a common. And we have Salmon Great Rage, which most of the time people are running at 1 of or 2 of, because this does destroy and can be devastating against your opponent, because this goes off by the Link rating. So for example, if you have Heat Leo on the field and you activate this trap card and you send Heat Leo to the graveyard, he is a Link 3. So that means you get to pop 3 cards for 1 card, and that is insane, and that actually is gonna give you a huge boost in advantage during the game that you're playing. I would run this at 1 or 2. Salmon Great Gift, so literally another one where you can just draw cards, but I don't really think people play this too much in their deck. The Transmigration Prophecy, Threatening Roar, which I think people are going to use up because you really want to stall out with Salmon Grades because you want to be able to set up your board. And the fact that you're telling your opponent that you can't declare an attack is going to guarantee that you are going to semi-live. I don't know if your cards on the field are going to stay on the field, but your opponent's not going to hit your life points, so you do get 1 turn to see if you can do something, so I like it. Break Off Trap Hole, Backfire, and Goes in Match. So they give you a freaking floodgate in this deck, and the reason why they give you Goes in Match is because, remember, Salmon Greats are all fire attributes, so this doesn't hurt them whatsoever. And this card does hurt Ultra Guys, and this card does hurt Thunder Dragons if they're running dangers, or it's just not a pure variant of Thunder Dragons. So the fact that they give you a floodgate is another reason in and of itself to pick up this structure deck. So oh, and that's our last trap until we get into our Link monsters. Okay, so again, so this is the original Salmon Great Heat Leo. So there's the original Link monster, and there's its alternate art. So Flame Administrator, and Doolittle Chimera, so a generic fire Link monster. 2 arrows, not bad, and our Duel Links code thing. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. So obviously, in my opinion, I strongly recommend that if you're either a new Yu-Gi-Oh player returning to the game, or you're trying to look for that deck to compete in today's meta, again, I highly recommend that you pick up 3 of these structure decks, because first of all, you are guaranteed a meta deck, and you're guaranteed a meta deck for a very, very cheap price. And you do gotta pick up a few rares from the new Savage Strike set to boost up your Salmon Great deck even further. So for example, you need a Fusion of Fire if you want to go into literally the Fusion Salmon Great card, which in this, if you summon this bad boy and you do everything correct, you can OTK your opponent if you go second for like 9,000, 8,000 damage. Like, it's just ridiculous. Oh, and guys, I do have a surprise. So in my last giveaway, a person did not claim this prize, so I'm going to give this away in this video. So one lucky viewer that's watching this video is going to win basically a Cybernetic Horizon booster pack, a Battles of Legends Light's Revenge booster pack, and another Battles of Legends Relentless Revenge booster pack, and the Elemental Hero Jaden 2018 Megatin promos. So basically how you enter into this giveaway is all you gotta do is give this video a like. You gotta be a subscriber, so make sure you hit that subscribe button, and while you're at it, hit that notification bell so that you guys can get notified whenever I drop a new video. And all you gotta do is leave a comment in the comment section down below answering the following question. What is your guys' favorite deck to pilot for Yu-Gi-Oh? That's it, guys. It's Screw the Rules Yu-Gi-Oh, and we are out. See you in the next one. Peace.
Search. People always talk about my come up, cause I've been going all every summer. Pussy wanna talk about numbers, but your manager buying swipe show, so bummy ain't nobody out now.